what you think Capstone is.
Alright, please introduce yourself.
I'm Riley Wisner, and I'm in the 11th grade, soon to be a senior.
Okay.
How's it going?
Okay. Knowing that you are not in Capstone, please describe the class in 10 words of what you think the class is really like. Or 10 or more words, please.
Capstone is a collection of GW's smartest students per grade that go into a class and work on sophisticated or complex projects that they work on over a course of the year.
Please introduce yourself.
My name is Jake Thomas. I'm an 11th grader at George Washington High School, soon to be a senior, class of 2016. Let's go, baby.
So Jake Thomas, what do you think Capstone really is?
I think Capstone is a class dedicated to preparing students for the future. And what I mean by this is students get the opportunity to observe and react to problems and emergencies, how they would respond to them, what they need to respond to them, and the best way of responding to them. And what this really does, in a nutshell, is make our society smarter, make our kids smarter, and make their kids smarter by knowing what to do on these problems themselves. Not too many people get the opportunity to do this in a high school setting, and I think that's why Capstone really gets together the cream of the crop, the best students, and it really just gives you a great outlook on your future and gives you a great opportunity to expand upon the knowledge you've already learned in Capstone. What Capstone really is.
Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm just Jessica Lowen. I'm in 11th grade and I'm currently in Capstone.
High points.
What were some high points you had in this year's AP Capstone seminar class?
Some high points in class are being able to work with a group and talking and collaborating and synthesizing our ideas.
Low points.
What was I gonna say?
What were some low points you had this year in AP Capstone?
I procrastinated a lot in that class, and sometimes when we were doing the team project, I wasn't able to communicate with my group that well.
No procrastinating. Recommendations for next year.
What are some recommendations you have for next year's AP Capstone class?
Next year, make sure you stay caught up on all your work. Don't get behind because a lot of work will start to pile up. And they give you manuals at the end of the year and make sure you read them because it'll help you make sure you can go through the year without any problems.
Skills learned in Capstone.
Max, what are some skills you've learned this year in AP Capstone?
Well, I learned how to type with one hand. I learned how to research and use EBSCOhost to get into my topic so I could get real research and genuine, legitimate research that I could use for my research papers. I learned how to present presentations better in the proper way. And I learned how to balance my iPad on the school bell so that when the bell rings, my iPad falls into my hands, I go to class.
What was your overall impression of this course?
My overall impression of the course was an alright impression because at first when I came into the class, I wasn't expecting what I actually expected, this research and core class. But when I came into the class and we delved into the research, I finally got acquainted with my surroundings. And I turned from a caterpillar to a butterfly. And I came in my cocoon and I flew across the world and spread everybody with my research so that they will be enlightened, just like I was when I was introduced to the course.
So the skills you've learned in Capstone, which do you believe will help you the most in future schooling or life?
The skills I learned in Capstone include critical thinking and using methods to complete certain processes. So I think that will help me in my future career or anything else I need in my life.
What do you recommend? What do you recommend for future students out during the course? What should they do, expect, or prepare for?
I think they should prepare to come in with an open mind and be ready to definitely not procrastinate and do everything on time. Do everything with a lot of passion because this whole course comes with writing things you are passionate about.
What are your hopes for AP Capstone research?
Even though I'm probably not going to take that class, my hopes for my fellow students that are taking that is that they learn as much as I learned this year and even more beyond that.